All right, we're on air. There we go. What's up, everyone? How y'all doing out there? Wanted to talk today about actually, if you all caught it, the interview that happened. I guess it was technically a conversation. That was how it was labeled. A conversation of it was one for the ages. Actually, it's one. I don't think you get it any better than this. Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Elon had him on his ground, his turf. Because I mean, actually, the couple building up to this, the last few years, it's there's been a kind of a little bit of a battle back and forth between Trump and Elon. It seems like because Trump created truth to. I mean, he was knocked off of Twitter. He was kicked out of Twitter, kicked a platform that hey, I guess if you own the joint, you don't get kicked off of it. So I think that's what he built and created. But Trump, Donald Trump, is back on Twitter, which is now X, and he had an interview or a conversation with Elon yesterday, and it honestly it broke the internet. There are a lot of things that happened. I watched it. I guess it wasn't really much to watch. It was more of just listening, but I listened to it, most of it, pretty much all of it. I probably missed the last 15 minutes or so, but I think if you tuned in right when it was supposed to go live, it was supposed to go live at 8 p.m. Central or 8 p.m. Eastern, so 7 p.m. Central, and it did not go live until about 45. I fell asleep. I was right by my phone listening to it the whole time, and it was just little music and people in the X room or whatever it is, and just people tweeting back and forth at each other. And it was probably about 45 to 50 minutes inside until the event actually happened. And what came out was Trump. It sounded like there had been a hack attempt that or some type of cyber attack against X, and so that was a contributor of the slow start. And so there's speculation whether that was a planned attack, if it was something to try to stop that event from happening, or if it was just people doing crazy stuff. I don't know where I fall on that, but it it stopped it for a while. But I think they got everything under control, and it ended up happening. It actually happened. This would had been in the works for the past week or so, that was gonna this talking this them two in a room together. I don't think they were in a room together, but they were in a virtual room together talking. I'd never even seen Donald Trump and Elon Musk talk to each other. So I think everybody had just what's actually going to happen. And the last month or so, Elon has been more vocal about being backing up Trump and endorsing Trump and supporting Trump. I don't know how much he truly likes Trump. He probably does, but I think it's more so he is a little concerned about the other side, um, kind of having the reins in this country, and Kamala Harris and that administration continuing, just because there's been Elon Musk is a businessman, and these are two business gurus, two people that know their stuff about business and how to make money, how to build a business, and getting in a room and talking about. So I think Elon is more comfortable with somebody that has built businesses and is able to handle an economy. That Elon, obviously he wants the economy to be the best possible state it can possibly be, because he needs people buying his cars. He needs people getting on X, because these luxuries that we experience in the United States. I mean, I can just tell myself, like, if I feel like I have a little more spending cash, I'm gonna head to Starbucks. I'm gonna spend more money on things that I don't absolutely need. And I think that is just how it is. If people have more cash in their pocket, they're going to be willing to uh, pump more money into the economy. So I think Elon Musk understands that. He understands that having someone at the helm running this country that knows what makes the stock market go up, what makes the stock market go down, what makes businesses thrive, what creates jobs, and not from the point of view of just a government position, seat in the government. And I think he sees that Donald Trump would, because it's not an unknown force of whether he could get in there and do it or not. I think whenever Donald Trump was in the running this country, that I think he proved that he could have a strong economy. He created jobs. He did all that stuff. And honestly, to me, it was to the point of it was it was in that point of my life, it was tough because things were almost too good, and I almost wanted to see the way that we were headed. It's like is things were just like when things are all that good and things are going like in that direction. It's almost I don't know how to even explain what I'm trying to say because I think it was the kind of the place of that I was working is during that time things were so good that people wanted so much stuff and working in a transportation industry that I was at the time, and it was just crazy. It's like people wanted stuff and were buying so much stuff that it was just almost insane to keep up, and it's almost like man, I almost can't do this, you know? And I think it was just me in a personal spot. Like this economy is going so crazy great that it was tough for me at that time, you know? That seems really weird and odd to say, but it's like when you're almost being worked to the bone and you can't keep up and you just want to be able to lift your head up. I think that it sounds like honestly really crazy when I actually say it out loud that almost that how good the economy felt at that time. I needed almost a breather. So it's like I was almost sadly in my heart of hearts rooting for Biden to win in 2020. Just saying that sounds so crazy. But I had hopes for Biden. I had hopes that whenever he did step in, he had such a he had such a positive and unifying message when he took the reins. I thought, man, this could be good. It could be good. It could be a change of pace. It could be different than what we're used to, and I maybe even settle down the country because I really honestly even almost fear what is going to happen if Donald Trump wins, in the sense that I think it will get insanely crazy, but I don't know. I mean, it just seems like he there is that Trump derangement syndrome that happens, and it seems like people. I don't know. I try to be as even heeled as possible. I guess balanced in my mind as possible, that I'm not just Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Yeah, he's awesome, or anything like that. But there's things I definitely like about him, and there's things about him, that aren't so great. I think I guess it's just that factor that he is so overtly confident that it's almost borderline cocky that people cannot stand. But overall, it's just it's tough, and I don't know where y'all stand, because I think I try to myself be he's good at some things, he's not good at some things, so it could go in either direction. But Elon having him on his platform and welcoming him back, and I'm sure Elon is thrilled that Donald Trump is back on X. It is on X. He's not really back on X. He's on X now. He's back on what was formerly Twitter, which he was as a sitting president he was kicked off of, which was insane when it happened. Um, but I mean, this is like I think all of this got set in motion. Big a big portion of it because of Elon Musk, because Donald Trump lost his voice for like almost 2.5 years, where he was kicked out of everything, Facebook, YouTube, almost everything. You could not see him. He got kicked off the planet, and that's where he went and built Truth, his social media platform. And now that he's actually back and kind of in the limelight, is just kind of crazy in itself. But where it goes and where everything lands, I don't know. But he had him. Elon had him on the on X yesterday, and it literally almost broke the internet. So it had that factor of the cyber attack that happened, but also I think maybe they didn't have the bandwidth to hold the people that were in the room. I got in the space early on, so but then I just saw a lot of people couldn't get in there. But then nothing was really happening, and it was just a lot of just hums and music kind of going back. That is actually going to take place. It reminded me of the DeSantis whenever he announced his campaign and he did it on X, and it kind of fell flat as well. But it ended up happening 45 to 50 minutes in, and then it was off to the races. They both did, I think, did pretty good. It was a pretty smooth, flowing conversation back and forth, and Elon wanted to kind of put it in the limelight, and kind of he wanted the thought of it to be more not an interview but to be a conversation, and that's how he kind of painted the whole picture. And I think it was that. I mean, you could definitely tell Trump is just he is he is alpha male. I mean, because he dominated the conversation at times. And I don't know if it's just he just talks, and he just jumps in and he just took over the conversations at times. But I think Elon almost let him speak. He let him speak at a lot of times. I think there was times where Elon was trying to jump in and trying to ask something different, or trying to steer it a little bit different than he did. But overall, I think they covered so many different points, so many different topics, and it hit the. I heard that as in concurrent listeners, and one time there it reached to 1.3 million, and which is really crazy, um in that space. But also the amount of time that people listened was like really high. I think it was almost an average 45 minutes to an hour, which is really high to keep that people's attention. I stopped listening at a time. I got hungry and I had to eat. And it was probably about 15 minutes left in the conversation, and I was just like, I've heard enough. But overall, it was really good. I think they went in so many different directions. I was locked in the whole time. It was not boring whatsoever. The whole conversation, where everything they talked about, it was really good overall. So it's as you can see, you can go to Twitter and X and see it, listen to it now. It's on YouTube. The whole conversation, maybe it's over an hour long. It might be 2 hours. Let me actually see if I can. I'll probably mess something up if I click into it. Who knows? But yeah, it was really good overall. And yeah, so Trump coming back on the platform. So he had not tweeted. So it's tweeted just sounds so much cooler. I mean, I like the name X, but tweeted was it's so much different than posting. So, but I guess technically now it's posting. But he had not posted since he was um, arrested about a year ago, or whenever it was. Trump got his mugshot, and that's when the first time he posted on X for since he was kicked off the platform in January of 2021. I guess it would have been 2021. Yeah, whenever he was kicked off the platform. So um, yeah, so he tweeted, and he tweeted his mugshot, but now since he came on back on X, and I hope he starts tweeting again. I hope he starts tweeting again, and I don't think it's ever going to be the same like it was. And it was almost cool that it was his tweeting. It would have been nice to just have it a bookend, and then like because I don't think there's going to be anyone that's going to get as much attention Twitter wise, as in tweeting and all that, like Trump did, and at that time. And I don't even think if he went out there and started putting a bunch of stuff that it's going to be hit the same as it did back in the day, because I don't know what it was, but it was just known for just tweeting and just taking people off that way, I guess. I don't know, but it was pretty good overall. It was a pretty good conversation that they had. And they discussed a wide range of topics. Started off with his assassination attempt, and Trump gave his version again of it, and like kind of his how felt going through it, and what his experience was, and I mean, most of it, I think we had heard that. I don't think there was any crazy new information that came out of this interview, but it was definitely exciting. It was, I mean, it was it kept your attention the whole time. I don't think it was boring whatsoever. But I mean, I am a political like junkie, as in like I love listening to politics. I love listening to the news. And I think that's probably me just getting up there in age or something, because when you get old, you start liking the news. And it's just crazy to think. But yeah, yeah, then they went to immigration, they went to a number of different topics, and just them talking about, and then it was brought up that Elon even, it sounded like Elon is wanting to be a part of his administration, and or he's willing to be a part of, have some type of role in a Trump administration. I think Elon would be happy to do it as well as in a Harris administration, as he would be happy. I think Elon just wants the best for the country. He wants whatever is going to make this country not fall off the map like so many other countries that live in prosperity, and the breakdown of, because prosperity does not last. I mean, we are a baby as a country when you think of it, like in the sense that we are, what are we, like 200 years old, 200, 1776. I don't even know I don't know my math skills, but I could probably pull out a calculator and see how many years ago that was. Probably 250 years. I don't know. That sounds terrible that I can't do that quick with math, but really, when you think of it as a nation, that's still pretty young. Dang. I mean, like, and that we live in this amount of prosperity, and Elon Musk is, he's built all these companies. He knows what it is, what it takes to keep a company going, and he knows the battle that it is in an economy that is just, um, if you have a good economy, it's going to make it so much easier for good things to happen, and for his businesses that he runs. And I feel like the same way, because just doing stuff and being an entrepreneurial, and trying to create and build, I almost see a lot more hope if the direction heads in the way of a Trump taking office, as opposed to, I would just almost see a higher hope of the direction and trajectory of our country. I mean, I'm obviously getting up there, and when you're getting older, it's like, well, I mean, like, really, it's almost, you got to think of it as in the terms of your children and your grandchildren. You can't really, when you're kind of getting older, I'm speaking like an old man, but it's like when you get older, you start just seeing, like, I mean, how good things go for me. I only have like how much of a window left in my life, but it's like I'm thinking about my children, or don't I think I want the best possible scenario and the direction that we're going to go. And I think that that's going to be a lot better, and economically, if we kind of go that way, as in Donald Trump and his administration taking the helm. But and also, I mean, hands down, like, I don't think I could even consider um uh not voting for Trump, in the sense that just the other side, it's just so crazy, as in it's just it's, I mean, it's tough to say, but like, just like abortion and everything like that, that is like the, I mean, if there's one thing to just in good conscience, if I would almost have to not vote. I couldn't even think of almost pulling the lever for um the left, because of how radical on abortion it is. It's and what Trump has done on that front, as in, he put things in place so that Roe v. Wade was overturned, and just, I mean, a lot, the stars definitely aligned for him, and putting the justices that he was able to get on the bench, um, like, and that sounds so awful when you think about just the sad passing away, uh, you know, of, and I blanking on her name, but the one justice that passed away. But then also the other ones that kind of step down, and I don't. It's because it seemed like he put three justices on the bench, but I'm how all that went down. I don't remember. I just remember, and I'll probably kick myself for not remembering. It's Ruth Bader, yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It came to me. I didn't have to look it up. It came to me, and then the other ones. It seemed like he put three. I know he put Gorsuch and somebody else, but oh yeah, that Connie. I don't remember her name. But the most recent that he put in there. But either way, he put those in place, conservative justices. And I mean, when it comes to conservatism as opposed to liberalism, there's good things about both. I mean, I am liberal on some things. I'm conservative on others. It's so I mean, but when it comes to as in the right for life and protecting life, I'm all the way conservative. If that is kind of this, I'm definitely fully pro-life. So just that alone is probably the strongest point. But even like if you're like if people aren't for that, it seems like here I go speaking out of both sides of my mouth. I think it seems his policy, Trump, he put in pro-life, kind of the direction that we're heading as a country, but then also him, if you see, he's not completely pro, like he does fall in line with the exceptions of abortion and all that, and where you know so he does side with that. He doesn't and I haven't really thought all of that through, all those different things. I mean, for me, I'm just like, if I had to put myself on one thing, I would err on the side of caution of life, definitely. But but I mean, there's always circumstances that people would bring up, and there's always things that people could talk about, and scenarios that would happen. And for me, it's just yeah. But overall, the conversation that they had, I think it was good. I think it was good, and I hope it happens. I hope it happens more. I hope there's more to it. I hope this is a continuing. This is like the beginning of them doing these types of things. If I hope Trump is comes more on X and he posts more stuff there, because really, I mean, I'm on True Social, but I still, if I want news and I want to listen, see what's happening, my default is not to go to Truth. I really don't go to Truth that much, but that's not to say that it later on will not become huge or become big. But it seems like there's been so many social media platforms that have risen up. I just think of, was it Getter and Gap? It seems like there's a million of them. And then what was that other one? What was that other one? Parlor? Yeah, Parlor. It was Parlor. It went away, and it kind of caved in to some reason. I think it was knocked off the internet, and then it came back, and it almost had to kind of give up its ways and kind of not be as strong, I guess, and being like allowing people just wild west, just post whatever, and I don't know, but it came back and it's not as strong. And I don't even know if Parlor's around. It probably still is. But there's so many, and who knows if Truth will stand the test of time or not. I don't know. But I mean, everything, it's good to have competition. It's good to have competition, because if there's just one monopoly and everything becomes the dominant, like something becomes so dominant. I learned, this is going to sound really weird, and I'm just going to tell you just because it's just me and you talking. But something that made me like, it's going to sound so weird, and I'm probably going to regret even saying it. But what made me know and understand how important the free market is and how important capitalism is and competition, I looked down at my pair of socks, and I thought to myself, man, it's socks is what made me think of how important it is to have competition. Somebody making a better pair of socks than the other. And that sounds so weird. And I do not know why that did, but that was years and years ago. I just looked down and I'm just like, man, these are nice socks. But and in comparison, it's nice to have someone else competing to try to make that better pair of socks as opposed to just one person. Because if one person is just doing it, they're just going to get lazy and they're just going to be like, it's good enough. But if someone else is pushing them from the other side and they have to make a better pair of socks, then that's where that competition and that's where we're going to have it kind of everything gets better and better in our society. I think we are just oversaturated with luxury and everything that we have. And it's just, we have so much, we have plentiful, we have everything at our fingertips, everything. Um, and I think if we go in a different direction, we aren't going to have all these good things, you know. And I think we need to do everything we can to continue to allow um, businesses to thrive, businesses to not be heavily regulated, and to be able to grow. And I think it's just that battle, you know. It's balance. I think it's just balance. But if we put like things chains over businesses where they can't thrive and grow up and be able to be a part of the market, that it's just there's just going to be one major corporation running it all, and then they're just going to get lazy and they're not going to do it all, and they're going to not make it as good as it possibly could be. I think we need that free market. And that's my Brandon 101 economics, you know. That's you know, if you think of economics and you want, you know, why should I believe in the free market? Think of socks. Think of socks. So, so I I had to share it. I had to get it out there. I had to let you all know, you know, the things the weird things that pop into my head and make me learn something, you know. You can have something staring you in the face for years, but then you look down at a pair of socks and that just changes everything, you know. But well, I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to bring this up because I know this isn't going to happen all the time with Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and it was the build up over the past week, and exciting to hear it. And so, if you haven't heard it, if you should definitely listen to it. Uh, and if you go and listen to it now, you're not going to be sitting there laying waiting 45 minutes and then fall asleep because it doesn't start. You'll be able to hear it right away, right when it starts. So you should go check it out. So I had to talk about it. Elon Musk, Donald Trump. I think it was fire. It was good. It was it was very good. So I hope I'm in the right spot. All right. I'll leave it at that. I hope you all have a wonderful week and a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all in the next one.